Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back to King Anime Review. And for this video, I'll be reviewing chapter 51 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations titled Sacrifice. Now before I get into that, I just want to quickly show off all my new Boruto volumes. As you can see, I have all the Boruto volumes that has been released in the United States except volume 1. I'm missing volume 1. That's supposed to be coming on Saturday. So yeah, cool collection. I urge you guys to support the official release, buying the manga volumes, the actual physical copies. That greatly helps the creators and stuff. And it's also very cool to buy these. As you can see, the legend of Naruto continues, and it's continuing greatly. And I'm just so happy. I'm stoked that I finally got all these manga volumes, because I haven't been able to read all these chapters, the old chapters and stuff. And you know, they come with certain things like comments from the creators and stuff like that. The stuff they talk about, you know, stuff that happens. It just comes with a lot of great things in there. My favorite is the one with Delta on the cover, because this is my favorite cover. Delta, one of my favorite choir members, and yeah, it looks great. Yeah, so I just wanted to show that off real quick. But anyways, let's get right into the review. So this chapter was called Sacrifice, and that has a double meaning because we've seen two things sacrifice in this chapter. So Boruto explained to Isshiki why he thinks Isshiki can't kill him, and essentially it's because what Boruto told him. He told Boruto that with Boruto being a Otsutsuki vessel, with the Boruto having a karma seal, which makes him an Otsutsuki vessel, their plans can go forward faster and they can complete their plans faster, because essentially their plans were being stalled because of the whole Jigen and Kawaki situation and how Jigen wasn't a suitable vessel. So, and Boruto is absolutely right about that. And Isshiki said the reason why he can't kill Boruto is because he's going to sacrifice Boruto to the Ten Tails. So what's explained in this chapter is the reason why Otsutsuki travel in pairs, or one of the main reasons they travel in pairs, is because when they go to a planet and they plant the Ten Tails, in order for the Ten Tails to turn into the divine tree, that one of the Otsutsuki clan members have to sacrifice themselves for the Ten Tails. The Ten Tails have to eat them, and that's something that was explained in this chapter, and that's something that was foreshadowed all the way back in chapter 35 of the manga. So that was foreshadowed for 26 chapters now, because that was 26 chapters ago. So that's great foreshadowing. And when it was foreshadowed, I said it was foreshadowed because Jigen, when he was in Ishiki's body, Isshiki, when he was in Jigen's body, he told the Ten Tails that he was going to let the Ten Tails eat him, but it was too soon for that to happen. So yeah, that was foreshadowed all the way back in chapter 35 of the Boruto manga, and it finally got fully explained here. So essentially, and what Amato was explaining this very same thing to Kawaki, Shikamaru, and everybody else who was in the room, Sumire, Katasuke, etc. He was explaining to them the fact that Boruto, since he's a suitable vessel, unlike Jigen was, and he's gonna eventually turn into Momoshiki. He's gonna be a Otsutsuki reborn, so he's gonna be a fresh Otsutsuki. It's better for Isshiki to sacrifice Boruto to the Ten Tails rather than him sacrificing himself to the Ten Tails, because Boruto, since he's about to be reborn, since Momoshiki is about to be reborn through Boruto, he's essentially gonna be a new reborn Otsutsuki. That's gonna have an effect on the tree, a positive effect on the divine tree. It'll be more powerful, as opposed to if Isshiki was to sacrifice himself to the Ten Tails, because Isshiki he's dying. He's on the verge of death. So him sacrificing himself for the Ten Tails is going to result in a less powerful tree. And this makes sense. This makes sense why Jigen told the Ten Tails that, well, Isshiki, while he's in Jigen's body, it makes sense why he told the Ten Tails that, I'm not going to let you eat me now. You got to wait a little bit longer. And the reason why is because obviously Jigen was not a suitable vessel. And once if Isshiki was to resurrect through Jigen's body like he was planning on, or that's not what he was planning on. He was actually planning on resurrecting through Kawaki's body. But if he was to resurrect through Jigen's body like he did in the actual story, which he didn't want to do, but Kashi and Koji forced him to do that. But if that was going to happen, then he was going to be in the same situation that he's in now, where he's going to be on a shortened, he's going to be dying in a couple of days, so his life is running out. So with that being said, he didn't want to sacrifice himself to the Ten Tails at that point, because he was on the verge of death at that point, just like he is now. So that's why I think he stalled sacrificing himself to the Ten Tails, because he wanted to wait until he got Kawaki's body, because Kawaki's a more suitable vessel. So anyways, all of that made sense. Some great foreshadowing to this moment. Some foreshadowing that happened all the way, like I said, 26 chapters ago, and it finally paid off now. We finally got the revelation of that. And overall, just some great stuff. Adding more lore and detail to the Otsutsuki clan. Also, Amato said in this chapter that Kaguya was a lower ranked member of the Otsutsuki clan than Isshiki. And she was presumably going to be the one sacrificed for the Ten Tails. That's what Amato said. So that could be one of the reasons why Kaguya ended up turning on Isshiki and killing him, because she didn't want to be sacrificed for the Ten Tails. But another reason, like I said plenty of reviews ago, I also think one of the reasons she turned on Isshiki is because she formed a relationship with that human on Earth, and she was about to have kids. So that could be another reason. So yeah, that possibly confirms that it confirms that Isshiki was a higher rank, or at least that's what Amato said, and Amato most likely knows the information, since he worked under Isshiki when Isshiki was in Jigen's body. So that pretty much confirms that Isshiki is a higher ranked member of the Otsutsuki clan, which could possibly mean he's stronger as well. So all of that stuff was great. The explanation and stuff was great. I wish we got a little bit more fighting in this chapter, but it's always good to get more lore and more information about what's going on. So that was one of the things in this chapter, and that also fits in with the like I said, it was a double title. Like, the title had a double meaning. The title was Sacrifice, and the explanation of how Otsutsuki sacrificed themselves for their missions was pretty much given in this chapter. So that's one part of the title, of the double meaning of the title. And also that also explains why the Otsutsuki why they end up having the karma seals, why they end up implanting the karma seals. It's essentially so they can resurrect and be reborn, and they can't do that. I mean, they have to do that, otherwise they'll die permanently. So it makes sense why they do the whole thing with the karma seal. So then after that, we picked up with the Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto versus Isshiki fight, and Naruto said that those huge cubes that Isshiki smashed on him, those was seemingly that were nullifying his ability to sense chakra. So that were taking away his ability to sense chakra. He could no longer sense chakra with those cubes around him. And also, I came to a realization about a month ago when the last chapter came out, but I forgot to do a video about it. I mean, I didn't forget to do a video about it, but I essentially never made a video about it. And those cubes are the same cubes that was in that Genjutsu dimension that Jigen was using. And also, I believe that those cubes are from Isshiki's. And by the way, the Genjutsu dimension I'm talking about is the Genjutsu where we first see Korra introduced. In both the anime and the manga, they're introduced in this Genjutsu world with all these cubes. Those are the same cubes that he's using against Naruto and Sasuke. Also, I think those cubes are from Isshiki's dimension, Isshiki's pocket dimension, where he sends all of his shrunk objects to. Because he literally said that when he's fighting Kashi Koji, he says he's able to shrink objects and send them to his dimension and have them reappear at full size whenever he feels like. So yeah, some cool stuff with that. So Kurama then told Naruto that he has one last ability that Naruto can do. And since Naruto was ready to die, he said that this is the ability that he can do, one last resort. And Naruto was like, why are you just now telling me about this? And Kurama said, because if you do this, you'll die. And then at the end of the chapter, Naruto pretty much said, I'm willing to die for the village, and etc. And he protected Boruto. And then he started going into this transformation. And this transformation, it looked like Naruto, it looked like he was growing like some Nine-Tails ears. But at the same time, it looked like he was in his Nine-Tails chakra mode, KCM2, with the cloak and stuff. So what I think this transformation is, and obviously, from what the Nine-Tails told Naruto, this transformation is going to kill Naruto. This move that he's about to do is his last resort, so it's going to end up killing Naruto. Now, the question is Naruto going to stay dead permanently? or what's gonna happen. Now here I see this going one of two ways. So either Naruto is definitely gonna permanently die because, like Kurama said, this move is the last resort and it will kill Naruto. It will cost him his life. So Naruto either will die, or I mean, he's either gonna permanently die, and I can see that happening, or maybe he's gonna die and then Sasuke is gonna use Rini Rebirth to bring him back to life. Now I can see either scenario happening. The one that I would prefer to happen is just Naruto die himself and not be brought back to life. I am a bigger Sasuke fan than I am a Naruto fan. But however, both of those two are my favorite characters in all of fiction. They're both my top two favorite characters in all of fiction. However, I don't want Sasuke to die. I think it would be cool if, like, maybe after Naruto dies, Sasuke becomes Hokage for a little while, because he'll be the only one in the village who's strong enough and smart enough to be Hokage. Yes, Shikamaru was smart, but Shikamaru was not as smart as Sasuke, for one. And for two, Sasuke is stronger than anybody on Earth, with the exception of Naruto. And Naruto, he's evenly matched with Naruto. But so yeah, he'll be the only one strong enough and smart enough to become Hokage. So yeah, that's what I'd rather happen. But I don't want to see Naruto die either. It'll be extremely sad to see Naruto die. So yeah, it's looking like some sad stuff is gonna happen in the next chapter. But I'm really intrigued and interested to see what this new transformation of Naruto is, with this new Nine-Tails Fox transformation that Naruto is gonna use. Now, as far as what it could be, I think it could be something like, since the Nine-Tails said this was the last resort, like if Naruto uses this, he's gonna die. I think it's gonna have something to do with, like, not Naruto completely undoing the seal and allowing the Nine-Tails to fully take over his body. That's something that has been hinted at being a possibility to happen all the way back in part 1. Like if the Nine-Tails actually, well, back in Shippuden mainly, like if the Nine-Tails actually fully, because when he was fighting Pain, he was about to undo the seal completely. And I think, I could be wrong, but I think he undid it in the War arc. I could be wrong about that. No, he just let the Nine-Tails out of his cage. I don't think he completely undid the seal. So yeah, in the Pain arc, he was about to completely undo his seal, and then Minato stopped him. So I don't know what this, I mean, what I'm guessing this power is I think it's going to be him completely undoing the seal and allowing the Nine-Tails to fully take control of his body. However, it's not going to be in the same fashion as it was in the Pain arc. I don't think Naruto's going to literally turn into the Nine-Tailed Fox. I think the Nine-Tails is going to take over Naruto's body in a similar situation to how he did in War arc. In the War arc, when he was explaining to Kakashi and Guy and Killer Bee, when he was talking to them, he took over Naruto's body. He spoke through, the Nine-Tails spoke through Naruto's body at one point in time during that arc. And he didn't completely take over Naruto, but he spoke through his body at one point. Now, what I think is happening here with Naruto's new power is I think the Nine-Tails is just going to completely take over Naruto's body. And obviously, like the Nine-Tails said, is going to cause Naruto to die. But at the same time, it's probably going to give him a huge power boost. Now, yeah, that's what I see happening. Now, technically, I don't think this was 100% necessary. They're probably doing this because they think they got to give Naruto a power-up in order for it to be believable of him beating Isshiki or being able to hurt Isshiki or do any type of damage to him to make the fight more entertaining and stuff like that. Or to make it seem like Naruto and the gang, Naruto, Sasuke, and them could actually beat Isshiki. However, I don't think they needed to go about it in this way, but I'm not criticizing it because it's not a bad idea at all. And that's also plays into the title of the chapter, which is Sacrifice. Naruto sacrificed himself. So, overall, I don't have a problem with it, but I think what they could have done is had Naruto summon the chakra of all Nine-Tailed Beasts and go right back into his Sage of Six Paths pseudo Ten-Tail Shinjuriki mode that he had in the 4th grade Ninja War arc when he was fighting Madara and Kage and stuff like that, and Sasuke. And I think they could have had Sasuke possibly, I think they could have had Naruto give Sasuke some Nine-Tails chakra like he did to Hinata and all of the allied shinobi forces in the 4th grade Ninja War arc after Neji died. I think Naruto could have did the same thing, gave Sasuke and Boruto some Nine-Tails chakra. That would have gave Sasuke enough chakra and energy to do a lot of crazy stuff. Like maybe Sasuke could have made a whole bunch of shadow clones and had all of his shadow clones use Susanoo, perfect Susanoo like Madara did. Well, Madara had he had a lot of shadow clones use Susanoo, but he didn't have them use perfect Susanoo. Now, with Nine-Tails chakra, that's probably something Sasuke would have been able to do. And he could have did a lot of other stuff. But anyways, the chapter as a whole was an amazing chapter. Like I said, added some great lore and more information and details to the Otsutsuki clan. Also, it gave an explanation to something that was foreshadowed 26 chapters ago, which is great foreshadowing and great payoff to that foreshadowing. And we finally got the full explanation of that. And the fight itself was pretty good as well. So overall, this was a fantastic chapter of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to next week chapter. Like, man, I was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of hurt seeing the end of that chapter because I was like, bro, why y'all gotta end it right here? I know they gotta get us intrigued, and they're in Boruto they try to get us intrigued and invested into the next chapter, and they do that by leaving us off on really, really hype moments. And man, I just really want to know what that power was that Naruto's gonna tap into. But we gotta wait another month to see that. But anyways, overall fantastic chapter. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell to be notified of my future videos. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.